Good morning, my little besties. Well, I had a very weird experience this morning. First of all, I'm so tired. Chronic illness is kind of kicking my butt today, but I still pushed. I got up, I took a shower, and I went for a walk. And while I was walking, there was this really nice lady. She was walking a few steps ahead of me. So she kind of pulled back, which I thought was weird at first. And she's like, "Oh, you want to walk together?" Meanwhile, we don't know each other, but that's fine. We seemed to hit it off right away. So we're walking down the street together, and part of it was silence, which was weird. And then the other part, she's just making small talk and chatting with me. And I could just tell, obviously, I'm psychic. So my intuitive side, my empathic side was sort of, dingling here in my head. And I just felt like I had to ask. So I said to her, "Is everything okay?" And she just looks at me. She goes, "No, everything's not okay. I'm struggling." So as we walked, we kept talking. And I asked her, of course, what she was struggling with. And she was talking about her marriage, her relationship. And I felt bad because there was a lot of information she was giving me in a short amount of time. And she was probably a woman, maybe early 60s. That's it. So as she's talking to me about her relationship, all I could think was, I got to either help this woman, I got to give her some kind of reassurance. But, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist. I am a psychic medium. I communicate with the deceased. So I tried to start tapping in right away to my abilities. And I said to her, your mom, Judy, is here. I was like, "How do you feel about that?" Which is such a weird thing when you're walking with a stranger to kind of just dive in like that. But she said, "My mom's name is Judy. She's deceased though." And I said, "I know, but she's here." And I was like, "How do you feel about psychics and mediums?" And she's like, "Actually, I'm into it. I believe in it." So thank God, because it could have gone so ugly at that point. But so I explained to her quickly, what I do and what I can do, what I am. And I said, "Your mom's concerned. She's concerned because you're trapped in this like love-hate relationship." And she's like, "That's it. That's exactly what I'm struggling with right now." She's like, "How can I love and hate my husband all at the same time?" I felt really bad. I thought a lot about it. I listened to my spirit guides. I listened to her mother speaking to me. And I said to her, "I don't know if I can answer this in a spiritual way or if I should answer this as a woman to a woman." And you get trapped between that sometimes when you're a psychic medium. You get trapped between the world of like psychology and then helping people and then the world of being a psychic medium. But so I said to her, I was like, "Actually, you can be in a relationship where you love and hate the person at the same time. It's literally called a love hate relationship." I'm like, you can deeply love someone, have this amazing emotional connection to that person. I can't even speak. I barely had coffee, by the way. But even with that deep emotional connection that you can have with someone, you could still get disappointed. You could still feel let down and frustrated in the relationship. Maybe certain needs aren't being met. And I obviously could see that certain needs were not being met for this woman. We talked a lot about the consistency of the relationship and I guess her feelings towards her husband, how long they were married. And she really does love her husband. And it sounds like, based on what she described to me, that it really is a good connection, that he does love her as well, but they butt heads a lot. They're not on the same wavelength, I think, spiritually, emotional. It seems to be off. It's off centered. There can be imbalances like that because different personalities become attracted to each other and fall in love and get married and create families and stick it out through the good and bad times. But you could see it was really plaguing her, it was really bothering her. So we walked the rest of the way. I talked to her a lot about how you can still be in this marriage, you can still be happy in this marriage, but on the days you feel frustrated or not heard or not seen by this person, maybe on those days, instead of reaching for validation from him, maybe you could pull back, not pull away from him, just pull back for a moment and try to give yourself that feeling that you need or that you're missing. So validate your own feelings, love yourself, give yourself sort of the attention you need or the answers you were seeking from that person. Maybe the answers actually are within you and you just need to sort of think and meditate and bring it out. So she was very grateful. She was a very nice lady. We actually exchanged names and phone numbers. So it was kind of funny because you almost feel like, wow, I'm making a new friend today and I didn't expect to do that. And it's not that big of an age gap, I'm sure. I really don't know how old she was. You know, I'm 53. I thought maybe she was in her early 60s, but it was really nice. I know she was very grateful and she felt content. I could see this sort of ease coming over her. As she walked, she had a better pace, which meant she was releasing some of that frustration and fear and sadness and anger and whatever else she was sort of holding on to in that moment. So when we rounded the corner and got back towards kind of where I live, I said, okay, well, I live right across the street. I'm going to, go home now. I got to finish getting ready because I'm going to go to a barbecue. And she was like, all right, have a great day. It was so nice to meet you. And then, she gave me a big hug. She reached in and I'm cool with that. So I was like, oh, I was like, that's so nice. But she said, you know what? You really helped me because this walk for me was about leaving my marriage. Really. I thought I should leave my marriage. And now I'm thinking I was overreacting, basically, she felt. Yeah. And it's not that she was overreacting. I just think she was so deep in her frustration that her mind went to something that's so finite and logical. And, most people think when you're struggling, you would immediately jump into a solution or ending it. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just take time and take a pause and try to look at all the parts of this person that you love? And if for any reason the marriage does grow further and further apart, or you feel like there's silence there and there's nothing left between the two of you, I'm like, yes, then seek professional help, speak with your husband, maybe go to therapy or marriage counseling or something like that. So I just sort of threw in my last like 2 cents and then I headed home. I didn't expect such a heavy topic for the morning. I literally haven't even had my coffee yet. So it was a little crazy, but I hope I helped her. That's what sometimes being a psychic medium is about, not just talking to the dead and letting her know that her mom was with her, but also just giving someone the time and attention and trying to be empathetic and build a rapport and relationship with someone so they feel comfortable and just let them know that you see them, you hear them. So hopefully you guys are going to have a great day today. And if anyone is struggling in their relationship today, please just take time, relax, think about it, and make a healthy decision based on your needs and your wants. And it's important. Put yourself first, but at the same time, don't be so fast and so quick to throw away something that could be beautiful that's there just because you are frustrated either that day or from time to time. All right. I will see you guys soon enough. Bye.